in 1993 will be completed, of which only 3 of the 120 stones to be installed have been placed. In the year 12,000, humanity will have mixed so extensively that geological differences such as skin color, hair, or eyes will no longer be regionalized, making it very difficult to guess where someone is from just by looking at them. In the year 17,000, the Sahara's climate will once again return to being tropical, much like it was around 5 to 10,000 years ago, when the Sahara was entirely green. The last supervolcanic eruption occurred 28,500 years ago, and the next one is expected to occur in the year 19,000, and I don't think it's going to be very fun. The elephant's foot in Chernobyl is estimated to stop being radioactive completely in about 20,000 years. Also around that time, according to linguist Swadesh, the core vocabulary of future languages will have retained only about 1% of the vocabulary we use today. In 50,000 years, some scientists believe that we will experience another ice age, regardless of the effects of current global warming trends. However, there is also the scientific view that global warming could delay this next glacial period. Around that same time, Niagara Falls will have completely eroded the remaining 32 kilometers to Lake Erie and will cease to exist forever. In 100,000 years, due to the proper motion of the stars, the constellations will look completely different from those you can see in the night sky today. In the next 500,000 years, the Earth will most likely be struck by an asteroid about 1 kilometer in diameter, if we don't manage to stop it, of course. Also around that time, the picturesque Badlands Park will have completely eroded away over the centuries. In 1 million years, Desdemona and Cressida will most likely have collided with each other in a dramatic impact. And in an equally spectacular event, Betelgeuse will explode in a supernova, and for a few months, it will be clearly visible from Earth even in broad daylight. And without ongoing maintenance, the Great Pyramid of Giza would eventually disappear entirely. In 2 million years, coral reef ecosystems around the world will have completely recovered from the ocean acidification caused by human activity. Furthermore, the Grand Canyon will have been further eroded and gradually transformed into an immense valley. In 3 million years, due to Earth's continuous rotational deceleration, days will last about 1 minute longer than they do today. In 10 million years, most of the species we know now will have disappeared, having slowly evolved and diversified into entirely new forms. Additionally, on the planet we'll be celebrating, there will be a new continent. The African plate and the Somali plate will have completely drifted apart. And in 50 million years, Africa will once again be the protagonist. As it collides with Eurasia, it will cause the Mediterranean basin to close and create a mountain range similar to the Himalayas. And also around that same time, Phobos is projected to have already collided with Mars, leaving the red planet with just one moon, Deimos. And within 50 to 400 million years, Earth will have naturally refilled its fossil fuel reserves. In approximately 80 million years, the very last of Hawaii's present-day islands will have completely submerged under the ocean. But don't worry, Hawaii won't truly disappear, as new islands will have formed in the area during that time. In about 100 million years, Earth will be struck by an asteroid the size of the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, if we don't manage to prevent it. Furthermore, by then, Saturn's rings will have ceased to exist. In 180 million years, days on Earth will last about an hour longer than they do now, which means people use watching videos from this channel and subscribing. In 240 million years, from its current position, the solar system will complete a full orbit around the Milky Way galaxy. And in 250 million years, the coast of California will eventually collide with Alaska. In about 300 million years, the Earth could once again become a supercontinent, much like Pangaea was around 200 million years ago. Scientists outlined 3 possible configurations for this: Amasia, Novopangea, and Pangea Proxima. This would likely lead to a glacial period, causing a significant drop in sea levels, an increase in oxygen levels, and a decrease in global temperatures. And this, in turn, would result in a rapid biological evolution of both the animal and plant kingdoms. However, this supercontinent would only remain united for approximately 1 or 200 million years. When it starts to separate again, global temperatures would rise in a similar way to how they did during the Cretaceous period. In about 500 million years, it is estimated that a gamma-ray burst or a hypernova could occur less than 6,500 light-years away, close enough for its radiation to seriously affect the Earth's ozone layer, potentially triggering a mass extinction event, provided that the explosion is precisely oriented in Earth's direction. And worse news would come in 600 million years. atmosphere will start to decrease. 99% of plants will not be able to perform photosynthesis in the long term. In approximately 800 million years, the planet will keep warming, and carbon dioxide levels will continue to decline. The few plant species that survive will do so thanks to new evolutionary traits, such as more efficient photosynthesis, becoming carnivorous, or forming associations with fungi. Many animals will migrate toward the poles or deep underground. In the ocean is where the vast majority of animal and plant life would be found, as the Earth would be a desert-like and arid terrain. In 900 million years, photosynthesis will no longer be possible. Oxygen will cease to recycle, and the protective ozone layer would completely disappear, allowing deadly ultraviolet radiation to reach the Earth's surface. Perhaps only a small number of species could survive in the ocean, but gradually, multicellular life would become extinct. In a billion years, the Earth's average temperature will reach around 47 degrees Celsius. Part of the oceans will have been subducted into the Earth's mantle, with only a few remnants remaining near the poles. The little multicellular life that still remained will by then have become extinct.
Béo
The
gì?
only